Wage slavery is a real thing, and 99% of people who are in the workplace are under full control, and it's scary, which is why today's video is about wage slavery, but most importantly, how you can start making steps towards breaking these invisible chains, because it is possible. I'm living and breathing it, and you could do it too. Now look, before we get into it and dive into some of the harsh realities, who is this video for? Well, I promise you now, if you have been offended in any way, or you are insulted by me saying wage slave, which is real, this video isn't for you, and there's no point watching it because you won't get anything from it. The purpose is to wake the 2, 3, 4 people up within each of my videos to take that step closer to financial independence and time freedom, because ultimately all of my videos point towards one thing, and that is living a life on your terms. We are here for such a short period of time. Stop giving it away to someone else for 30, 40 years of your life, especially as we are now in a world where there are no more excuses to not go on to build something for yourself, because it is too easy, it is too accessible, and we have all the resources and information to do just exactly that. So let's get into it. Wage slavery. It's a real thing. It has never gone away. It's just within the corporate workplace. That's it. Everything is determined, and you have to do as you are told. You're under full control. Your holidays, your salary, your breaks, who you work with, where you work, it's all determined. It is all given to you. There is no control. And this is what I find really, really scary. Now, if I jump back into my old job, one thing that stood out to me, which I was never comfortable with, and I've got to be honest with you, it really did bug me, and I don't know if this has ever bugged you, but it did irritate me. Asking permission and actually requesting holiday to another adult. You know, you give all this time, you give typically 5 days a week. You have 2 days off. You literally bend over backwards for these companies who are not loyal to you, and then you have to actually request holiday to take time off with your family. Now, I can already hear people who say, well, of course, Aaron, because that's how it works. That's how you have to manage things, because, you know, you can't have everyone off at the same time. Yeah, look, I get that, right? I'm not stupid. I understand that part. That the point and deeper meaning is, as an adult, a conscious adult who has the ability to live life on their terms, shouldn't have to ask another adult, please, can I have a day off? And then the control and the decision is purely on that person, whether they like you, if they're in a bad mood. I'm talking about the manager here. You know, has someone else booked time off? You are reliant on someone else. You are hoping that they grant you that holiday. That for me just never ever sat well with me. I did not like the fact that you have to ask permission. Now, here's the other thing. If you need a job, and this is like the sore spot, by the way, so apologies in advance, vinegar on a wound, as I always call it. If you need a job, so if you had no job, your bills aren't getting paid, that is the biggest red flag. You need to take control of your money. You must work on becoming financially independent. I urge you to learn how to make your own money. That's where you're bent over a barrel, and that's where you are the definition of a slave. You have to do as you are told, because you would be financially crippled and your bills wouldn't be paid. Therefore, they literally have you on those puppet strings. And if they find out about that, game over. You know, that's why I always talk about self-mastery in the 9 to 5. You know, don't tell them too much about your family. Don't tell them about your financial situation. Don't reveal things about you, because the master at the top, they want to be able to leverage you as much as possible and get as much out of you as you can. And if you reveal that, oh my God, you know, I'm so grateful for this job. In fact, let me share a few pop-ups. So it will pop up here. Someone actually said to me in the comments on one of my social media handles, a job is the most precious asset. I am like, what? It's scary And I'll show you two others actually. It'll pop up here, where I did a video about stop going into your workplace early and giving them your time when you're not being paid for it, right? Value and respect yourself. And these individuals said, you shouldn't be rocking up, taking your coat off and making a cup of tea. You should be at your stations, ready to work. I mean, these people are brainwashed. How crazy is it? I mean, is it just me? I scratch my head thinking, how are these people so dedicated and obsessed with a company that is not theirs, and they are happy to build someone else's dreams, to the point where they are actually battling with me in the comments section saying, no, you're wrong. You should be at your station, loyal to your company, understand that you are given this incredible asset, which is a job, and you must serve your master. Madness. Life is for living. Like, let's cut all the nonsense. We get one life. It's too accessible and no requirements needed, no A-levels, no degrees to go on and build your one-man company. I'll do another video on that, about setting up a one-man company where you have freelance team members, you follow your passions, you pursue your hobbies, you monetize them, you make more than your job, you create sustainability, you automate things, bish bosh bash, you escape wage slavery. Yes, all right, you know, there'll always be some people as well that say, well, you work for HMRC, you still got to pay your taxes, so you work for the tax man. No, not really, because here's the difference. There's a massive difference between being a slave to a corporation and being a puppet where you have to do as you're told, to working for yourself. I would rather work 90 hours a week for myself, dealing with my own pressures and my own stresses. I don't work 90 hours a week, by the way. I would rather do that every day of the week than give my life to someone else and not have tried to escape wage slavery and build something for myself. Also, let's just complement it with the fact that we are in a day and age where you can literally monetize anything and everything. There's nothing you can't monetize. Nothing. Every single niche, industry, hobby, passion, any piece of knowledge and experience that you have, you could turn it into a cash cow. You just got to know how to do it. And at the end of this video, the bonus is I'll have 2 full tutorials which will explain exactly how to do that. We'll pop the thumbnails up here. How to quit your job and build an online business. And the part 2 tutorial to complement that is what online business models will replace your job. So, I mean, I've given you 2 free resources that you can learn how to do that. And you haven't got to have a big limited company and loads of employees. You could literally get out of wage slavery by building a one-man business. And we're in a day and age right now where you can literally scale to hundreds of thousands, millions of pounds with only one person in the business. Forget about all the dinosaurs that tell you otherwise, because they haven't got a clue. You need to change your mindset, my good people. You need to rewire your system. You need to understand it is not normal. It isn't. I really want you to, if you take anything away from this video, to understand that it is not normal to give away 45 years of your life to just end up on a pension at the ripe old age of 70, 72, 75 years old and hope to enjoy your golden years. It's not normal and it's not okay. It's not, I promise you. Life is for living and you should be making memories. You should be waking up Monday to Monday, following your passions. You know, I'll just share some other pop-ups of other comments of people who have realised, who are breaking out of the wage slavery, and they'll be popping up on the screen now. You know, I love the fact that I'm able to create this content, you know, as I go about my day, and it has a massive impact on people. There will be people who refuse to believe it. And those who don't want to adopt or accept wage slavery are those who have insecurities. They don't like it, but they don't know how to break from it. They are too programmed, and it's like teaching an old dog new tricks. They can't break away from the, well, I need a job. I need a job because I went to school, then I went to college, and I went to university, and I was told about my dream job, and I have the job, and although I don't like it, I can't accept what you're saying, Aaron, because it offends me. Well, sorry, not sorry. I mean, even take it back to the job interview process. It's rigged from the off, right? When you're going for a job interview, the control starts there. Do you have any outside interests? Why? Well, we can't have you having an entrepreneurial spirit or any kind of aspirations outside your 9-to-5 job. The control immediately starts. Can we do a background check on your social media handles? What? Sorry, what? That's a real thing. In job interviews, they will ask permission to do a social media check to see if you've got any marketing or any business interests, because why would they want to invest time into you if you're going to swanny off eventually anyway? And they don't want you to be a direct conflict of interest. The control is mad. So look, how can you escape? Get your money right. Get an emergency fund, a maintenance fund, a floating fund. Learn to cash flow. Learn to bring in. Just aim to bring in your own £300 a month, then £500 a month, then £1,000, then push to £1,500, then replace your salary. Reduce all your non-essentials in your excess spending every single month. Get your living expenses down, because wage slavery is basically convincing you that you need to live your life to your salary. Then they've got you trapped because they give you £2,000 a month. You and your partner go and spend up to £2,000 a month, if not more, because you've got credit cards and a mortgage, etc. And now you are reliant on that job, which means you are trapped, which means you need the wage, which means you are now a slave. The terminology is factual, it's real. But if you get your money right and you stop keeping up with society and the Joneses, you can escape. Okay, but you have to get your money right. The other thing is apply self-mastery in the workplace. When you're planning your escape by building a business, do not trust your co-workers. Do not tell them your dreams, because they will want to jeopardize that. New video incoming very soon about co-workers and how you have to be very mindful. And entrepreneurship is the modern escape route. Again, a one-man business, right? You can build it and it will get you out of a 9-to-5. I would complement all of this by saying, change your social circle. Get your social circle right. Be around entrepreneurs, be around business owners, be around successful people, be around those who aspire to live life, those who have a positive outlook and don't want to serve someone else, because that will rub off on you. I promise you, if you spent a week with me and my friends who are all in business, you'd be so inspired, you'd be so driven, you could never go back to the corporate world and putting up with the BS, the politics, the drama. Because when you become financially independent and you rely on yourself, you see the world in a different light. It's so much more fulfilling, right? So, you know, just consider that. Change your social circle. It is possible to escape, people. Wage slavery is so real. I really want to encourage you to take that step of going and following your passion, build a personal brand, you know, monetize, build a program, build a course, build some e-learning, write some books, create a membership, inspire other people. Don't create a personal brand or a business because you just like it. You know, really try to help and motivate and inspire other people, and you will grow so much quicker. You'll get live feedback from the market, which will allow you to start creating the products, the services, the community, which you can then monetize to be able to pivot and escape. Now remember, I have 2 full tutorials, how to quit your job and build an online business. Please take notes, listen to it, don't get distracted, and then watch part 2, which will complement it nicely. If you do everything in those tutorials, I promise you, between 12 and 36 months, you'll be out of a job. It could be sooner, and that's totally dependent on you and your work ethic and what you put in. But please try to make moves away from wage slavery, because it is crippling people, it is damaging people, and it is wasting your life. Money isn't everything, but when you financially become independent, you have choices, and you can really start living life and pursuing your passions, which is the message in this, right? Living a life on your terms. Until next time, my good people, I'm going to wish you all the best, and do leave me a comment on what your plans are. I get back to everyone. If you're a regular, you know that I take time to reply to all of you. It means a lot as well. So look, until next time, I do wish you all the best, and I will see you all again in the next video. Peace out.